Everybody has their own favorite Christmas special. But how many people's favorite is the one where the Easter Bunny puts out a hit on Santa, who then has to have a bloody fight to the death with an albino death metal rocker? Oh, you don't remember that? Well, Pepperidge Farms remembers. This happened in 1991's The Lobo Paramilitary Christmas Special. I'm sure people are going to say, what the fuck is a Lobo? Well, co-created by Roger Sofer and Keith Giffen and appearing in the Omega Man #3, he's the last of the Caesarian race and an intergalactic bounty hunter. He's vulgar, violent, he has an interesting vocabulary, super strong, immoral, invulnerable, a bit redundant with the immortality, can regenerate out of his own blood, can create a new him from a drop of his own blood, and a partridge in a pear tree. And is any of this important for the story? Nah. The creators for this one-shot was writer Keith Giffen and artists Alan Grant and Simon Bisley. The cover already spoils the story. I do find it funny that in the warning box it says this issue is more offensive than Christmas usually is. The main story is being framed by a jest or soon-to-be fired for a ridiculous reason husband and wife reading this story in a book they find. The publisher of the book delivers a PCA stating how thousands of children commit acts of violence on their parents when they learn that they're not getting any presents, and by reading them this book is the only way to save yourself. They say that if your kids still want a Christmas after hearing this story, the publisher will pay for all your funeral expenses. Who wouldn't want that great deal? The story really begins when Lobo meets up with a sloshed out Easter Bunny. It seems EB is representing a bunch of individuals who feel that Santa has gotten too big for his britches. Yeah, even back then, Christmas was out of control. He takes the job, armors up, and we get a look outside of Santa's North Pole pad. Apparently, the jolly old Nick thing is a facade. He's really just a dictator with an army of little people. The giving out presents once a year is simply for good public relations. It seems the elves know him better as Chris Crusher Kringle. That sounds like an old school professional wrestler name. You know, the barbed wire electrified fence is a nice touch. After Lobo makes his way inside, we learn that the elves only have one brick a year and that Lobo is the naughtiest of them all. Is it me or do the elves look like monkeys? Okay, so the elves have him surrounded and open fire, but did they really think that this ammunition was going to work? Willy Wonka's workshop was more intimidating than this place. Do you know why Lobo is the naughtiest? No, not because he's blowing away all the elves, but for singing a Disney song in a Warner Brothers property. Well, he does change some of the lyrics, so... Lobo finally tracks down Santa, and you know, if you put on some horns and furs on him, he'd look just like Krampus. Question. Santa says that Kong is his roommate. What does he mean by that? Never mind. So after Santa performs some brief mind games on Lobo, he challenges him to a knife fight. Lobo accepts and it gets bloody pretty fast. Once it ends, the penguins seem happy that Santa's taken out. I guess the penguins have seen some things. I find it funny that the first thing Lobo thought of when he saw the nice naughty databank was potential victims in the making and competition. Lobo has been a very bad influence on the penguins. Also, you don't want to know what happened to Rudolph in this issue. So for one night, Lobo takes over for Santa. Well, one thing's for sure, after this, there will certainly be peace on Earth. Look just how happy Kong is now. You know, the way his hair is parted here on his head, its shape makes me think that he's starting to look a little like Monsieur Mala. Is this his origin story? After this, did Kong change his name, go to France, pull on a beanie, and develop a French accent to escape war crime charges? Getting back to the framing story, the parents are eager to read this to the kids, but once they read the final page, let's just say it doesn't end well. The penultimate panel gets really dark. I won't spoil it for you here, but yeesh. The issue ends with Lobo thanking us for reading the story. Some of the gags that stood out to me was, it's nice to know that Bing Crosby albums and mincemeat pies are universal. The dad got fired for rigging toilet breaks. Did he set up coordinated bathroom breaks, or did he just take a dump and not flush? He actually thought having a lot of kids would be good because he thought that would mean he would be getting laid all the time. Oh boy. Lobo looks like a mixture of Jason Momoa and Rob Zombie pumped up on steroids with an almost crippling meth addiction. You know, if this story was remade today, I imagine it would be Santa that would want to put a hit out on someone, and that would be Mariah Carey. If you're a fan of Lobo, then this is the perfect story for you. It's raunchy, very bloody, and full of dark humor. Warning, do not read this if you have a sensitivity to vulgarity, violence, and non-conventional art, let's just say. It's pretty sketchy, distorted, and a bit gnarly, but personally I enjoyed the art style and the humor. If you're looking for a more dark comedic take in your holiday fare, then maybe this is the one just for you. Now, if this makes you interested in reading more of the character, then you can check out his 4-issue miniseries from 1990. Your closest bookstore and comic shop should still have them.